So your thoughts on your switching role, transitioning from Iowa Senate President to Senate member?
Bittersweet, bittersweet. I truly did enjoy the honor and the privilege of being the Senate President. Many responsibilities, and all of which I enjoyed a great deal, including being able to be the presiding officer and to ensure that there was civility and respect and that people were very courteous to one another, even when we disagreed. And I do think that that is one thing I did quite well. In fact, even today, I've had several members of the other party thank me that they said just that I did really do a good job of keeping the chamber moving and very calm and respectful, etc. So that is certainly, a nice compliment to hear today. But it's always hard when you go from being in the majority to being in the minority. Now it's a whole different role and a very different way of trying to navigate the system to try and get something passed that you believe is going to make the state a better state for the majority of people. So it's a whole different role and not one that I'm not unfamiliar with. I have served in the minority when I was in the House, but it's bittersweet today.
Yeah. And then, so I guess, what are your thoughts on maybe the marker, kind of the legacy you felt you left in that position compared to some of the things, some of the issues we're going to be facing in this upcoming session, with Republicans controlling both houses?
Yeah, both houses, the governor, and of course the entire federal
Right.
government. So
I guess, I mean, are there particular, I don't know, milestones, accomplishments that you made when you were Senate President that you're worried might?
oh my, well, sure. I mean, when I was Senate President, we were able to negotiate the Iowa Health and Wellness Plan, which has provided about 150,000 adults in the state health insurance that they never had before. So yeah, I mean that is a nice accomplishment, and I am hoping that between the federal and state government, that those folks, those 150,000 adults, are going to find themselves with no health insurance anymore. I certainly played a key role in the Greyhound Park in Dubuque, and of course we could go into great detail on that. And of course, the commercial property tax issue. Although it went much further than I believed we could afford to do at the time. It was a negotiation between two different political parties who had very different views on what that property tax system should look like for commercial property. So that's your grocery stores, your retail markets, etc. But we finally did that, and that was something that had been talked about for many, many years. And of course, we are now beginning to repair and replace bridges and highways, and that again took a lot of effort 2 years ago to get bipartisan support on that user fee on our gasoline, on our fuel. So that was another big accomplishment, and I think I have made a big difference even with the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in Washington to at least delay implementation of the governor's plan to privatize Medicaid. It was delayed 4 months. I would have preferred that it didn't happen at all, but it did. And unfortunately, most of the things that some of us predicted were going to happen with that system are happening, and it's not for the better. It's not for the betterment of the people that have a disability, or for children who, through no fault of their own, their parents work, they just don't earn a lot of money. So I'll keep fighting that fight, because I believe that that is part of our role, to give a voice to those who don't have one, and to do our very best to try and expand a middle class. We need more people joining the middle class. We need to move stagnant wages into more living wages in our state. It's been said over and I like the saying from the Field of Dreams: if you build it, they will come. And I always said, if you pay them, our young people will stay. They will come to Iowa. We got to pay them.